Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to your weekly energy forecast and oracle reading. So today, as we do every week, we're going to take some cards out for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then the end of the week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, just to see what energy we have this week and what influences are here, energetic weather, so to speak. That'll give us an idea of what we can expect and how we can navigate it, and helpful life hacks as to how we can move forward, okay, and use the energy to our advantage. Okay, so let's start off with Monday and Tuesday. What can we expect today and tomorrow? We have the Eight of Pentacles, and if you look at this beautiful card, this lady is working very, very hard at what's in front of her there. She's got all sorts of what looks like different ingredients, etc., that she's working with. And please note above her head is all the different phases of the moon, right? So this card talks about being committed to the task at hand, hard work, really showing up for what's in front of you, but also to exercise patience, because what really grabs my attention is those moon phases. Because here we're talking about cycles, phases of growth. So in other words, Spirit is also talking about pay attention to how things turn here, meaning if things have been a little bit barren in your working world, you can expect it to turn into some busyness and productivity, like the wheel is now turning. Another aspect to this is if you've been really at the hamster wheel, like going round and round and being busy, hectic, you can expect today and tomorrow to be a little bit quieter or a little bit smoother. And I'm hearing for the purpose of regrouping, right? So whatever phase you're in, it's going to change, right? And it's not a bad thing. Don't go there. It's a good thing. So just respect and honor the cycles of nature as well. We can't be busy 24/7, 365 days of the year. We do need busy periods and quiet periods, and busy periods and quiet periods, because they are both necessary and both actually quite constructive. Because when we have downtime or quiet time, it gives us time to pause and reflect. It gives us time to pay attention to some ideas. It gives us time to even act on those ideas, which we wouldn't normally be able to do if we were firing in all cylinders at the grindstone, okay? So yes, Monday and Tuesday, busy with what's in front of us, but let's also be patient with the cycles as well, okay? We can't be busy 365 days a year. It doesn't work like that. Okay, so now let's get some wisdom from the wisdom of the oracle for some more elaboration on how we can navigate this energy. Let's have a look and see what comes up here. This one grabs my attention. We have happy. Okay, so when I look at this card, this lady is standing on top of an egg, and she's got all these balloons, and she's flying high, and she's on top of everything. But in this egg, it looks like a keyhole. So, and I'm hearing this saying the key to happiness, right? So, and I just heard Spirit say very loudly, do what brings you joy. So if you're not feeling particularly joyful at the moment, then definitely do take some action steps that will bring you joy, that will make you happy. And the Spirit is saying the question is simple. It can be as simple as, what would bring me joy today? What brings me joy in the work that I do? Why do I do what I do? Do I love what I do? Does it bring me joy? Because Spirit is also saying one of the major keys to happiness is serving with purpose and serving on purpose. Doesn't matter what your job is. It doesn't matter what you do in a day that keeps you occupied. Does it make you happy? Is the question. Okay? And if it's not really making you happy at the moment, how can you tweak it, shift it, or change it so that it does actually make you happy? Okay? Because when we're happy, we are light and we can float above the seeming dramas of life. Okay, lovely. All right, now let's get some guidance from the enchanted map as to what can we expect today and tomorrow as a result of shifting our focus, working hard, and injecting some happiness into the work that we do. What can we expect as a result? Talisman. If you look at that lady, she's standing on the side of the road, and she's kind of holding this, what looks like a compass, I think it is. So this card I'm hearing the words way shower. Oh, that's clever. Okay, I just heard Spirit say that this is really, really simple. If it makes you happy, it's right for you. If it doesn't make you happy, change it because it's wrong for you in some way or form. Okay? So here they're saying you're being guided. We're all being guided today and tomorrow to do what we love, to work hard at what we do, not to the point of killing ourselves. We must be patient with the cycles of life, of course, yes. But it's got to make us happy. Okay? Let happiness be what guides you. If it lights you up, it makes you happy, consider that as a talisman for yourself, right? A talisman is like a sign or a symbol or something along those lines that guides you as to whether you're on the right path or not. So here, no matter how windy the road is, no matter how impossible and treacherous the way forward might be, if it lights you up, if it makes you happy, that's your sign that you're on the right track and that you're doing the right things. Okay. Very interesting energy today and tomorrow. It feels constructive. Okay. Let's see what guidance is here now. What energy is here now for Wednesday and Thursday? I like it. More of this happy. Okay, if you look at these ladies, they're standing there dancing underneath the stars. And this card talks about exactly that. It's about joy, happiness, celebration, and about the lightness of life. When I tune into this, I'm hearing Spirit say very loudly that, yes, life has been quite hectic, as we well know, for such a long time now. And we've been through so much, and we've shed so many skins, and we've learned so much, and we've had the blood, sweat, tears, and all the rest that goes with it. And now it is time to just lighten up a little bit and to inject some happiness into whatever it is that we've got going on in our worlds and our daily routines and things that we do. It's time to be happy and to celebrate and enjoy freedom because we've worked for it. We've worked so hard over the last while, and it's also time for some togetherness, for some celebrating, and just for some all-round goodness in your life. Okay, that's a beautiful card. Okay. Let's see what further guidance is here from the wisdom of the Oracle to elaborate on the Three of Cups. Treasure Island. Now this card talks about abundance, prosperity, treasure. Now treasure we find it at the end of an adventure. Okay, they show me a map. And interesting, I'm using the enchanted map again today. So this is the treasure at the end of hunting, searching, toiling, going through the jungle and trying to find what you're looking for and just working so hard and being committed and following the signs and following your intuition and all the rest. In the end, we have treasure. We find our treasure. Okay. And I'm hearing Spirit say that your treasures that you're finding now is your birthright. You've earned it. You've worked hard. You're worthy. So welcome whatever it is that's coming your way now with open arms and say thank you because I deserve this. I've earned it. And don't forget to share the good. If you have an excess of good here in your treasure island, be willing to, to share it with others as well, right? But also they're saying the treasure also lies in your experiences. As in the past while, our trials, our tribulations, the things we've had to go through on the treasure map to find the treasure, those toils and troubles and things we had to go through, there's treasure in that as well. As in, did you learn over the last, I'm hearing the words 18 months, since the beginning of this situation that shall not be named, right? What have you taken away from it? Has it taught you to be resilient? Have you learned how to adapt? Have you learned to be more confident? Have you learned to appreciate the little things in life? Because that's what adversity teaches us. It teaches, well, that's the goal, actually. It depends how we perceive it. But what have we taken away from the last 18 months? Let's dwell on that in the middle of this week. What have we learned? And let's congratulate ourselves and pat ourselves on the back for being so committed and for showing up regardless of, sorry for my French, a shitstorm that's been raging around us. We showed up, right? We showed up. And let's celebrate the treasure we have from that. That's beautiful. Okay. Now let's see, what do we have from the enchanted map? What will we experience as a result of just enjoying where we're at and celebrating our victories, no matter how big? Oh, this card fell out. 2, good God, 3. Okay. All right, big stuff here. Okay, so middle of the week, we have flying. So this card, if you look at it, it's a gorgeous card. This lady on a unicorn, she's rising above this labyrinth. So this card is talking about the labyrinth, the maze. Now, a maze is something you go into where it's not easy to find your way out. You got to go left, right, this way, that way, until eventually you get out. Or you can take the easy route and fly above it and rise above it. Because when we rise above it, we can see what's going on underneath us very, very clearly, right? So here, this talks about middle of the week. Again, celebrating our lives, having a bit of fun, loosening up, celebrating small victories, patting ourselves on the back for being so brave and for going through our map where we find our treasure. Now let us, while we're doing that and being so committed to our path forward, let us keep flying above the drama, right? So all the social media and the news and everything that's dragging us down, let's rise above it. Even if we have issues in our immediate surrounds, whether it be our family, our friends, whatever. Of course, we must be compassionate, even to our own selves for what we're going through, right? Let's be compassionate and let us be kind and hold space for others. But let us remember that there is, how can I explain this nicely? Like we need to not get sucked in. We mustn't get drawn in by what's going on around us. We need to rise above it. And then we can see the picture bigger, because when we rise above it and see the bigger picture and take a step back and be the neutral observer, never mind we feel better, but we're more constructive to other people that way. We are not constructive to other people when we are bogged down by drama and feeling stuck and just blah. We're not useful like that. Okay, we can't hold an authentic, compassionate space for somebody if we are taking their stuff on and trying to fix it ourselves. We can't. So we have to rise above it and we see the picture bigger. Okay, then we have ride the wave. And this card, I think we had this card last week too. It means going with the flow, right? So we ride the current. Now, Spirit is clever. Current is energy. Okay, it's a flow of energy, and we cannot control the flow of energy, as in the heartbeat and the pulse of the universe that's generated by the planets and the cosmos and that unique spin and rotation that the universe does. There's a very delicate balance that's all around us energetically, and it's a very intelligent balance that we cannot control and we cannot force it. Like we cannot force or change the weather. We really can't. So we have to ride it. We have to navigate it. And go with the flow of it and let it work for us. The same as if the sun is shining today, today's a good way to hang your washing, right? So, or you can not do your washing at all and complain about it come the weekend. So maximizing the weather that is given. So the energy that is here at the moment, as in this energy of, you know, choosing to see the blessings, choosing to celebrate all that is good, choosing to feel gratitude, choosing to work hard at what brings you joy. Ride that wave. Don't let drama come and throw you off the wave that you're on, because then you drown. Okay, so ride the wave, go with the flow. Okay, then we have we had flying already. What am I saying? Magic prayer. Okay, magic prayer is to do with your intentions, it's to do with your wishes, it's to do with what you want, right? So in other words, keep affirming what it is that you want more of or what you want to experience next. Keep affirming it, even if it doesn't look like it's happening fast enough, or even if it doesn't look like it's happening at all, right? Say your prayers, make your wishes, set your intentions anyway, because they're happening. They always do, right? So what you're wanting to have happen is happening, even if you can't really see it yet. But what will help you to stay aligned with what you want is when you rise above the drama. Choose happiness, choose celebration, choose joy. Choose, because that is your natural state as a human being. That's our natural state. When we worry, panicked, anxious, that's not our natural state. That means we're resisting something, right? So really tune into yourself midweek and see, okay, what is standing between me and my happiness? What's preventing me from going forward? What am I feeling anxious and scared about? AKA, what am I resisting, right? Give that to God. Take the actions as you feel guided to, but trusting in the end that what you're wanting to have happen, it's all going to work out. It always does. Everything always works out in the end. Okay, let's see. What energy do we have for Friday and the weekend? What guidance is here, please? Friday and the weekend, we have the Chariot. Holy Animal Crackers, Batman. We have good cards this week. Okay. So Friday and the weekend, we have the Chariot. Now, if you look at this man, he's sitting on his chariot and he's got 2 horses and he's trying to control them and direct them the way he wants them to. They are different colors, which means they are opposing energies, right? So this card talks about, as much as you might be feeling resistance on one part, the anxiety, the fear, the panic, the stress, there's the other part of it which will represent maybe the hope, the intentions, the goals, the good. But we want to harness both, right, like he is, so that the chariot can move forward, right? So this card is about taking charge of your life, positive forward movement, going in the right direction and feeling like you're together again, like thank you that you've integrated both parts of yourself, right? As in our shadow and the light part of ourselves, because our spirit, our soul, our humanness is made up of 2 parts. It's made up of shadow and light, right? The last 18 months to 2 years have been all about working on our shadow, right? And how do we work on our shadow? Is we get triggered, right? So our shadow can be fear, worry, panic, anxiety, whatever it is. That's our shadow. That's the deep, dark part of ourselves that we don't really feel very proud of and that we don't really like showing others, right? But we can no longer resist that. Our shadow over the last 18 months to 2 years has had to come to the surface. That's what makes us feel the way we do, right? When we feel triggered in an instance, let's use a relationship as an example, okay? So let's say you're feeling insecure, your wife or your husband, whatever, you're feeling insecure, they have been acting a bit weirdly and a little bit off. And then if you have a wounding here with relationships, that's going to put you into, I'm afraid of being abandoned, I'm afraid of being cheated on, I'm afraid, trigger. Okay, that's your triggers coming to the surface, right? So it is important not to take the trigger now and lash out, but to sit first with the trigger and say, okay, trigger, where's this coming from? Where's this really coming from? Okay, this is not really coming so much in this relationship, but it's coming from my core wound of I'm afraid of being abandoned. I'm afraid of being alone. I'm afraid of being lied to. I'm afraid. That's where it's coming from. So when we bring it to the surface and we say, okay, it's okay for me to feel this way, but let me see, where does this wound originate from? Oh, my childhood. It's always the childhood, because that's where we get shaped and formed, okay? We get programmed in our childhood. So going back to the childhood, have a look and see in this context now, where did you feel abandoned or orphaned or left or betrayed by one or both parents or your primary caregivers? Go back there. Right? When you go back there, this is getting deep now, people. Sorry, but this is how it's coming out. When you go back there in your mind's eye, this is a bit of a meditative state to go into, a bit of a meditation thought process that you can work with, is to go back there and see, okay, this is what I experienced as a child. This and this and this happened to me that made me feel abandoned. It was a trauma for me. Okay, I see now it wasn't my fault what happened there. I see that. It wasn't my fault. But at the same time, my parents, primary caregivers, were only parenting me from their level of awareness at the time, according to how they themselves were parented, right? So when we look at it this way, it brings compassion to the situation. It doesn't take away from the pain, the hurt, the agony, the unfairness, all the rest that goes with it. But we cannot remain in that state of being a victim of circumstances perpetually forever. It's debilitating. It holds us back. It stops us from evolving, right? So therefore, that's where we've all been over the last 18 months to 2 years, is really working on our shadow, being triggered. The shadow comes to the surface. We get to look at it and see, okay, I'm not the same person I was back then. I'm now in my power. I'm much stronger than what I used to be. I do understand the past. Yes, the past hurts like mad. It's not fun, but I understand it. Right? And in so doing, we break our ancestral patterning as well. And that's been a huge theme over the last 18 months to 2 years as well, is breaking ancestral trauma and healing that ancestral trauma so that as we step into our new world, we don't perpetuate that onto our own children and our children's children. So this is ancestral healing, enormous. So as we integrate our light and our shadow and we move forward, we are then better. We are then more capable of handling life. We are then no longer triggered as much. So that's why it's important to go back over the map of your life over the last while and see, what treasures did you find? Did you find that you're stronger than you thought? Did you find that you're more talented than you thought? Did you find that you're more loving and compassionate than you thought? Right? What new ideas came up for you? Integrate. Move forward now into the new being that you are. That's what this is all about. Yeah. Okay. That's a big one. All right. Now let's see what guidance is here from the wisdom of the oracle to expand on the chariot for Friday and the weekend. Let's see. Building blocks. Flip, I love it. Okay, now this card. Now we have the chariot. We're moving forward. We're taking charge. We now getting ahead with our lives now. Now it's time to build. Now it's time to rebuild. Okay, now you rebuild. I'm hearing loudly. You're rebuilding yourself anew, right? With the blocks made from the last 18 months to 2 years. What blocks have you now got, right? These blocks can be faith, hope, trust, whatever it is. It could be your newfound resilience. It can be your new talents. Whatever it is that you're taking away from the last while, use it to rebuild your future. And I'm hearing loudly, tell a new story as well, right? So basically, you rebuilding your world, your life, yourself from scratch as we now move forward from this weekend onward. Okay, now this weekend ties in with, there's a full moon, I think on the 22nd. Yeah, and I'm hearing the words innovation, so doing things anew. I love it. Okay, now let's see what guidance is here to elaborate that from the enchanted map for Friday and the weekend. What are we going to experience as we rebuild ourselves anew? What is this bringing us? It's bringing us Gentle Gardener. Now, the Gentle Gardener is about the garden of your life. It's the garden of your experience. It's your garden, right? Figuratively. And now, in the garden, we want to make sure we're planting. In fact, let's set intention here just because we can, okay? Here we want to focus on visualize in your mind's eye that your future is your garden. You've tilled the soil, you've pulled out the weeds. That's what the last 18 months to 24 years, 18 months to 2 years has been about, right? You've tilled the fields, you've pulled out the weeds, your garden is now good to go. It's been fertilized with your tears, your blood, your everything that you've shed has been fertilizer now for this field of dreams of yours, okay? Now we want to plant seeds, okay? So in your mind's eye, visualize your seeds in your hand as beautiful, shiny, gold little seeds, and they are brimming with life and they are sparkling with potential, right? And in your mind's eye, gently place them in the ground, right? And water them with love and with faith, right? And then take a step back from that garden, go on about your life, go and have fun, go and celebrate, go take a deep breath, go hug your children, hug your spouse, your partner, your pets, and just go and revel in the joy of knowing that you've planted these little seeds now that are going to sprout. So go find something else to do, and then when you come back, have a look at your garden and pull out the weeds as they come up. And the weeds are the fears, the what if I can't, what if. Pull them out. You don't need them. Don't dig up what you've planted in faith, right? So take a deep breath right now and just be excited about these little seeds, these precious seeds that you're now planting in your garden, that you're weeding them as you go. You don't need those fears. Those fears are the shadow. They come from the past. They're limiting beliefs. You don't need them anymore where you're going in your world, right? So enjoy the process of becoming, and remember not to dig up what you're planting in faith. Okay, so I hope that helps there. And what I love about us this week, for us this week, is that it feels like it's enormously transformative. It feels like this week is the make or the break, but I don't feel like it's got anything to do with break. I feel like it's make. Like this week is making us, and that is because we really, reevaluating what makes us really happy. We're working hard at what makes us happy. We're tilling our soil. We're fertilizing our future with our hopes and our dreams and our faith, and we're watching our little dreams grow because we deserve them now. We've worked really hard. We've shifted so much ancestral trauma. We are now unlimited beings as we step into our sovereignty this week. So quite a potent, powerful message this week. So sorry it's a little bit long, but I hope that's helped you. And stay tuned for a little bit later on. I'm going to be doing the Astro Forecast, where this energy can be personalized for your own sign. So it'll be a little bit more condensed for you as an individual, and it'll be a little bit more, I want to say, to the point. This is the weather. The Astro Forecast is how can you use the weather. Okay. So I hope that helps, and sending you all so much love, and thank you once again for being here. Have an awesome week. Bye.